I mean, I get it. You were running late. Just please tell me you're wearing pants.
I can't promise that.
That's right, folks. It's that kind of night, which can only mean one thing.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
When you
What's up?
work,
Hmm?
I was gonna say when you work in TV or YouTube, you never wear pants.
Well, what's up, everybody? It's me. It's me, Trustarscreamer. And it is Thursday. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It is time for the Figure Action Podcast. And it's me and the one and only, the esteemed, you click his video. Yeah, I'm like totally in the radio voice. I don't know what's going on with me tonight. T-Man978.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Whatever. I usually just say my own name.
And you know what? We already have the quote of the night, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter. No comment is going to top the stunning and brave Megatron.
Yes, that's exactly what time it is.
So speaking of not wearing pants, it is time. You know, I'm not going to use that for a tagline of the show. We will never get any kind of. We will get kicked from every algorithm, but I have to absolutely highlight that one. And I really dig your avatar picture. But I mean, of course, we got Toy Mafia in the house. Princeton Phalanx, thank you so much for the support of my channel, by the way. That means a ton. McClouderig, you know what? I'll never pronounce your name until I meet you in person, and then I'll buy you a beer. DBang75, The Titan, another good supporter of all our shows. Mecha Reviews, you can't go wrong with him. And we already talked about that guy. So, and Aqua Techie, hey, how you doing? We appreciate everybody, as always, who comes to the live stream. And of course, we value every one of you on the replay crew. And remember, every one of your chats, in my opinion, is a super chat. So we'll try to highlight everyone that we can. I'm totally filling up time until this man actually finishes his dinner, I guess.
No, I'm good.
As you can see, it's just the two of us tonight. Matt may be on tonight. We don't know. I did get a little bit of a video chat from him earlier, and he was just kind of explaining how his feelings were. I know it might have been a rough night. Let me see if I did load it up here. Where was it? Oh, right.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
That don't really sound like his voice.
That one did sound that one. But it's I don't say light on news, but I think tonight's gonna be definitely more of a lot more discussion, a little bit of toy talk. It's a lot of neat things going around, not only in all the different toy communities. You know, as you guys know, I branch out to a little bit of everything, so I'll try to make sure to catch as many of your questions. And I do also want to say again, thank you to everybody who caught the figure reaction from last week. It was an awesome one, and we appreciate all the support. And Mike and I are going to be working on more awesome ones. And if any of you guys have any good suggestions, we're always open for that. But enough about the self-promotions. Please check out Trustarscreamer. T-Man, how are you? Get anything cool this week?
I am splendiferific. And yeah, I got some cool things. We weren't on last week, right?
Not to my knowledge.
Enhance.
Oh, right. I can do that.
Well,
Blonde, make my T-Man grow.
my PR, one of the PR reps reached out to me and asked that I want these world's smallest toys. So I got 6 of these, and I need to at least open Jenga or Operation since it actually works. So I can see how it actually works. Then a different PR rep reached out to me because it's supposed to be World Penguin Day on the 25th, and they sent me these penguins with variety. What is it called? Pudgy penguins. They're basically like Funko Pops. I did a video, but I guess I can't release that till the 25th. I got New Age, End of the Road, Cliff Jumper, and Bumblebee. And that video is on YouTube right now. They're tiny, they're cute, they're articulated. I love them. But
But are they loony? And are they a little loony?
yeah, they are a little lame. I also got a bunch of G.I.
This
Joe
is a
crap.
Gen X show, people.
I got 2 Techno Vipers. I got Cardback Duke. I don't know if I mentioned that. I got Big Bua. Yeah.
You know my thoughts on that figure. I love that figure.
Got the Goblin Queen.
Ooh.
I got this 2-pack versus of these 2 ladies, and I didn't even mess with this one yet, but this one has all the cuties. I got Voyager class box jack right here. What else?
Oh yeah, I got him. I think he's still in my car.
Airborne, who his goggles just fell off over here. I need to find them.
By the way, Phalanx just said that you will need to draw the line at the koozies PR rep.
I don't even know what koozies are. Oh,
Koozie
yeah.
of your drink. Basically, it's saying you're getting everything.
I forgot what this game is called. Do you remember?
Apex Legends?
Yes. I bought this a while ago, and I bought another one named Lifeline, of all people. It's a female. Dude, you'll see them for $3 at Ross. Do not keep your $3 in your pocket. Don't buy these.
Make a YouTube short.
Lifeline. I am. I think I might just do a big video talking about why they're so bad. But I'm pretty sure that I got something else, and I can't remember what it is. But how are you doing, Starscreamer? And digging yourself up in it.
I got myself digging. As the status shows, about 25 minutes ago, I finished watching the latest episode of X-Men. My God, that is the best cartoon of so far of the year.
A lot of people saying ever.
Well, it's up there. It's especially for domestic animation and such. For those of you who are not watching the show, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they are doing a storyline I did not think that they would do from the Grant Morrison. There's actually a lot of references to the Grant Morrison run, which I was very surprised that they went to. And the hype is real. That's pretty much all I can say. I had to take a moment. I think T-Man said it best earlier this one of our discussions. The first 4 episodes were building you up to episode 5. As far as things that I've picked up this week, I didn't get too much, but what I did get was very cool. I'm working. It still needs to be edited, but I just filmed a review for Autumn here, from the Totally Not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Samurai Turtles from formerly known as Fury Toys, now Rage Toys, and this is absolutely gorgeous. As well as I got the Totally Not Splinter figure, otherwise known as the Master. So it's this is figures I've been waiting for quite a while. I know there's some reviews out there already from Articulated Ninja, and I think MD Amazing. A lot of people who ordered it from Gundam It, but 5K Toys just got these guys in. As well as I got a couple good pre-orders from 5K Toys that I can't wait to come in. I still need to order the bonus kit for that. But enough about me. Let's talk about one of the most important parts of the show. A man who's so awesome you didn't even realize that he'd been here the whole time. We got Mike from Junkie on Crafts and Builds, who is still on mute.
And he's awesome because he's here on his birthday. Who does that?
What up, guys? How y'all doing?
All right.
A lot better now that you showed up.
Oh, well, time will be fleeting, man, because I am tired as all get out. But I definitely want to come in and say hi to everyone, especially because why not? It's my birthday. I can do whatever the hell I want. So, one thing I want to say is if you guys haven't smashed the like button, let's do it. All right? For me, please. And thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. So, what do I have? Because I don't remember what I did last week. But
You got
Amazon was
G.I.
nice. What's that?
Joe. You got G.I. Joe probably.
I got G.I. Joe, man. And because Amazon said, hey, it's your birthday and you already paid for it, these came in today. So I got 2 of these guys. I know there's been information, videos on about these guys. So I'm curious to see what my experience is like. I think the only thing I'm missing from that wave now is the Retro Scarlet, which is supposed to be next week from Amazon. From T-Man, you were nice enough to find me not 1, but 2 of these. So thank you for this.
You're welcome. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthdays from the chats.
And I think last weekend I showed G Tony was nice enough to send me an early birthday gift of the Cobra Strike team. Did you guys get those? Did you guys get the
Crimson Guard one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like Baroness and the. Okay.
Oh, I didn't get them yet.
All right. Well, they're really cool, and if you want to look at them, let me know. But the last thing I got, which is really cool, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, so you got to watch my review that I will film tomorrow once I recover from today. But I have a little belated Easter gifts. So these are actually pretty cool, and I definitely want to talk about them. But they, I love the presentation, the little gift wrap format, and I'll explain why they're wrapped like this when I put out the video. I got some other stuff. Obviously, I'm playing catch up from everything, but that's my haul, and take it away, gentlemen.
I also got the the infantry guy and the diver. Yeah, Joe. I forgot about that.
So,
what we got?
Guys,
Yeah,
I got a review for that figure.
I had this
that
one.
I didn't care for the soldier. He has a review for the figure, I believe, where he cares for the. Oh,
but I will probably care about it.
He will care about. He'll probably care about the soldier. But yeah, it is. It's going to be some interesting news. I said we're not going to be like breaking down every single toy that's been announced this week, but I definitely do want to talk about some announcements from the Transformers line of the woods, and that is about the we're going to start things off with talking about the Masterpiece line. Give me 1 second here. Hit the old present, share screen. Hope I don't turn on some adult videos. No, I'm kidding. I almost forgot. No, I really forgot. I almost forgot. I do also want to wish my wife happy anniversary. We had our 14th anniversary on Wednesday. So sorry to the 2 ladies who watched this show. I am happily married. And that woman has been putting up with me for 14 years, every one of these stupid bad jokes. So the big news right now in the Transformers world is the fact of the Masterpiece line is now going to be unified with the MPG line. So, before, of course, we had our traditional Masterpiece figures, and then, of course, they started releasing the train figures as well, and those 2 versions of skids under the MPG line. And I believe that I think T-Man, has anything else come out under the MPG line?
The only thing that's MPG is the trains and the Super Genrai.
I thought those 2 skids were.
No, there's part of Masterpiece. They are.
I will pass that.
I know my name for it. Oh.
I'm going to
But
pass it along to her.
MP60 is the 100th masterpiece figure, including all the variants. And it's going to be the last, apparently, according to that translation right there.
Correct.
Which is, they changed things with MP10 10 years later. Then they changed things now with MP60 10 years later. Maybe roughly 11.
Yeah, so the MPG in MPG does stand for Gatai, which could stood for, combinations, combining together. If you ever watched any super robot cartoon like Gal Gaigar or Brave X Kaiser, whenever they get together, or even some of the Sentais, when the giant robots form together, they're always going Gatai. So that's the combination of it all.
We'll have to speculate. Will that mean the combinations like Headmasters and Headmaster Juniors and Power Masters? Well, we already getting a Power Master right there, or whatever they're called in Japan instead of Power Master.
But Mike, I can't remember. I know you're phasing a little bit out of the bot scene. Are you still interested in any of the official Takara stuff?
No, like you just said, a lot of the stuff for the Transformers thing, I think my adventure has wound down significantly.
Okay,
but I do have a thought or two on this.
Can we show the pictures? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Well,
now,
this
this
page
is something that I would. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, please go.
I was just saying, T-Man, talking about pictures. On this page, this is the only two pictures I have. There's only two pictures. There's this and the translation for it. And I'll move to the translation once we finish our discussion.
Okay. So the since this is such a hot topic and the doom and gloom portion of it, I guess, I was talking with our ExtraZero about this earlier, and I wonder if they were saying that this is the end of Masterpiece is a little premature. What if the whole idea of going under MPG and what it means in Japan, what if it means it's just a consolidation, with Takara Tomy and Hasbro, their whole idea of it? What, because I think there have been images showing this figure, and like the height is still kind of relatively around there, but I don't think the quality is what is going to go away. I know there's a lot of division because of the trains, but the sales for those figures actually were really positive. I mean, I'm sure it's more in Japan because of that's where that whole figure, that combination team was really pushed towards. But we also know that the repaints that are being released are selling, or the pre-orders are selling out as well. So while I am speculating, and I have no problem saying I'm wrong, I kind of would ask that we put a pause on the whole idea of like, oh, well, this is the end. There's no MP. We just have to rely on third party. I personally don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just a rebranding, kind of similar to what we've seen on the retail side with Hasbro. Is like, now we had Legacy, now we have Legacy Unified, now we have this. It could just be that. I know some of the again, we have some translation stuff here. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Actually, what I'm going to say is your speculation is exactly what this translation is saying from Takara. That while the Masterpiece series is ending with this, it is not. They are still going to be doing the Masterpiece scale. It's just going to have the MPG label. So it is not going to be a new scale. So Mike, guess what? You are 100% right with your speculation. Give this man I'm going to give you 10 figure action points for that.
That's not what I. Sorry, that's not what I read. It sounded like Masterpiece is coming to an end with that 100th release, and the new ongoing premium line is going to be MPG. And so far, the trains are smaller figures. People were saying that they're smaller because they're scaling with the carbots. But from the measurements of the packaging and whatnot for Genrai, that box is way significantly smaller than MP44. And from what I'm hearing, he's going to be the height of MP Hoist. When
Okay.
scale wise, he should still be the same height as MP44. So I think that just like MP10 got smaller and made everybody else get unified and smaller, MPG is going to be smaller and everything going to be smaller. But
The
it doesn't
only
seem
thing
like
I'd
the
be saying
price
is that,
is getting smaller.
well, no, the price is not going to get smaller, hands down. The only thing I would be saying on that one is going to be the true test, because specifically with Genrai being Power Master Prime that turns into a larger robot and all of that, I think the real test of all this, the real testament to it all, is going to be how they handle specifically two characters that come to mind, and that would be Jazz and Mirage. If they release Jazz and Mirage and he is not in scale with Sunstreaker, or then yes, then that will be the ring the alarm, the doom and gloom is coming, because then that means they'll also be probably then re-releasing all the bots, and that would make the collecting on there. So this is, I would say, with Genrai, he's not a herald of the toy apocalypse right now, but once they actually do another G1 figure and how that true G1, not Master Force, not Headmasters or something like that, until I get a true G1 analog. No, and Ridiculous Badger, no, they have not confirmed Jazz Mirage, but Jazz Mirage are two of the only molds they have not done of the original Arc bots. And that's why that one comes to, I'm using those two as examples.
I mean,
And Jedi Mindset has a very good, that is, I mean, I will say this. They've fucked up Bumblebee twice already. So they might need to give him a third go around.
I don't
Almost
think
as
they're
bad as
going to
Secret.
release Jazz and Mirage.
so.
I'm not optimistic. I don't think those figures are going to be released at all. I think that they're going to be moving forward with everything outside of what we call G1, and just do like the stuff that don't turn into licensed vehicles and whatnot, because
Do you
that
think
held them back
something like,
a lot.
Do you guys, what's your opinion on the whole idea of like they're doing this because they can't compete, they can't or they don't want to compete with third party?
I think
That's something
I feel like they didn't even consider them, because if they did, they would have been releasing way more figures, and they would have released the characters that we're missing.
okay.
Because I heard a long ass time ago that they had a model for Jazz before, while at the same time Hound was being released, and they already have a Porsche out there in the market, and they've been having Bumblebee the Volkswagen. They could have released Jazz a long time ago, but I think things slipped by, and they were like, you know what? Let's just end this with the 100 figure, because inflation, and we could make smaller toys and still sell them for the same price.
Okay.
So that you're mentioning with the different lines on here. So do you think, for example, we might get from Victory, we might get the Breast Force, like all 6 of them for Leo Kaiser, or even like Road Caesar to put with your MP Star Saber, or I mean things like that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Which in itself could be interesting, but then again, that is really going to mess people up who were holding out for Jazz and Mirage, because I'll tell you right now, then that MMC Mirage is going to skyrocket on the aftermarket. Any of those Jazzes are going to skyrocket on the aftermarket.
Until they well, did the next version of Fans Toys Jazz come out already? The toy version?
Yeah, I think that was already kind of tossed out. I think end of last year or very early of this year was toy version.
But
So
I think that the people that have been holding out hope until they start showing more figures in the line, they're going to have no choice but to go over to third party unless they want to start over. And
Well,
then
I think
if they aren't releasing those G1 characters anyway, then it won't even matter.
And that's a great point in regards to, what did we receive from them? What were like their last two releases? When was this? When was Jetfire? And I think that's
Yeah,
here now.
Jetfire, Hoist, and Trailbreaker.
Okay, and then we have the toy or the Diaclone version of Trailbreaker. They've shown pictures for as well, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
That's not even done. It's a mold. It's a prepaid for a mold already existing.
Exactly. Okay. Well, again, this could be a testament, because maybe they're looking at the whole idea like, all right, well, this is Genrai. He's going to turn into with it. He's going to go in with his trailer, and I'm going to caveat this with a statement later on. So maybe he should be smaller so we can make the whole combined mode go forth and be that size. And I would say that could be their path. But I think you guys will tell me that there are going to be two versions of this figure released, one with the trailer and one without the trailer. Correct?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll end my thoughts on this with this question for you guys, and it can be also for everyone in the chat. Does this mean if there's anything else that comes out after Genrai from Takara Tomy, if it is true as you're saying, and this is the end of the MP line, and now they're combining to this, are you done with Takara Tomy? Are you strictly going to go third party for everything now?
That's a
Because
great
of scale
question.
issues, because of prices, whatever your thing is. If
Well-
you're Fans Toy cultist and you're like, I'm just going to wait and they're going to fill out everything for me, what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, you brought those are all fantastic because that's why I mentioned specifically the Jazz and Mirage, because they have those two figures we don't have that are also the true G1 line and how they would scale.
Mhm.
But yes, I know I can't say that because I'm also still fans of those other lines, like for example of Victory. So if it's still a good interpretation of a non G1, I'd still have my interest in Takara and Tomy because it's still higher end versions of those characters. Now, if they released a Jazz, for example, an official MPG Jazz, and he was also down in scale, oh yeah, then I'd be like, hell, fuck this noise, because dude, that actually is kind of stabbing in the back all these people who have been collecting it all these years. I think that would be a good breakdown between two, because if they just stop doing it and then say, because again, we still have Sphinx, we still have how many different versions of Jazz on there. But if they start doing like the Victory figures and things like that, that actually might still have some of my interest, or even other lines like RID. Imagine a Masterpiece Fire Convoy or a Masterpiece Armada figure, because they could do those scales.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that because I'm already getting into the lab.
So I do want to highlight Stunning Megatron here. I'm sorry, go ahead, T.
My answer to your question is, if they did or went to like the Headmaster Genius and made like a Minerva that was in the scale with the Genrai and whatnot, and it looked good and whatnot, but it's close to deluxe scale height and $140. No,
Valid. Especially that price. At that price, fuck that. Now it would actually make sense because Minerva actually was in, just to give an idea, Minerva was in Master Force. So it would actually make sense to have her be in scale, just so you know.
Okay. And I think that comes back and it kind of goes with what you just said, T, and what Megatron was putting out here is he doesn't have a loyalty, but he's looking for the best version. So I challenge in that, what is that best version? What does that mean to you, Megatron? Are you talking like the standard things that most third-party collectors are saying? It's tolerances, it's paint, it's die cast. What if this change moves across the board, and we see less of this die cast going through. Paint is always going to be something that third party is going to push more and more. But I mean, what is the best version in your guys' eyes? I mean, we've seen, obviously we got the fans choice people that say everything fans choice is perfect and whatnot, which again, I always will counter with, but that's opinion on that. But then we
I don't
also
think
have,
everybody's saying that because some people love extra spots and whatnot more.
you're
And
absolutely
like I
right. And everyone gets their give and takes with that stuff. But I mean, another one
and
is,
it's like
to me,
Zeta with
maybe a best
combiners,
version
you know?
is, MMC makes some fantastic playable toys that you have.
Oh, I love them.
My opinion, I don't have problems worrying about transforming them back and forth because they don't have a lot of paint. They have some very smart deco sometimes, maybe a little less than what everyone else wants. And again, scale is a big issue again. So I don't know. I've seen some... Go ahead.
What you were just saying, I typically end up picking fans toys now because once Takar told me switched over to hardcore cartoon accuracy. Fans, that's what I had always wanted, like my whole life. That fans toys switched over to that. Plus, they are the same scale, and some of their figures are even putting more articulation in now.
Okay.
So that's why I end up with that. But there are sometimes where I'll look for the X Transbots or something will look interesting to me, and I'll be right about the order. But then I'll see reviews and everybody's breaking it and whatnot. Now, Fast and Fury, those two I might end up getting because I actually like them. They are
Well,
good enough. I had a good experience with the ones I handled.
and then
So again,
becomes
sometimes, I'm sorry, if I can just make this one response, then I'll turn it back over to you, Dave. That's the key.
absolutely.
You can either follow what the crowd says in the reviews, which are important because you and I are doing that. Or I'm sorry, not you and I, all three of us are doing that. And that is a very important aspect to things. But the only way you can do that is if you put the figure in your hand. You manipulate it. You find out if the tolerances are shit, or hey, X-Transbots created, doors in an interior that you don't really give a shit about, and engineering is suffers from that. Or you get Power Glide from Fans Toys, and it's a freaking nightmare to do anything with. But hey, to quote some people here, Fans Toys won. Gives a shit about that. It's whatever you feel. But
There's a Rick defends a better Power Glide.
And DX9. Thank God we see some companies coming back. It's not just the big two for third party.
Well,
so
I believe it. So I think it. I can't remember if it was said in the 3POA podcast. But one thing I've always I've heard. Why am I saying 3POA? It's what I saw on a wrestling. What I saw on a wrestling channel. When you have two companies competing, the consumers win.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have things. Well, it's not just the catchphrase, it's truth. Again, look what happened with Action Force versus Joe's. All of a sudden, we get better Action Force, we get better weapons. We get some steps up in quality control. Marvel Legends are adding more articulation. They're all having some private time today. I know ExtraZero.
They're not here.
Work. I know TM's doing his thing right now, so I wish I had a better answer for you guys. Just want to address that question real quick. Just let that know.
They're not here tonight, guys. Sorry.
Yes. Looking forward to DX9 new releases? Absolutely. I'm just hoping with all this, literally, that we as the consumers will have choices, and that when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you, you and you. When you buy something, that you get to enjoy what you purchase because you're going to find the definitive version for you. I think that's the best way of going with it. And I'm hoping that, okay, if Takara stops doing the G1, then it's one less one to worry about. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
You don't have to have 12 versions of the Prime because one of them's shoulder does this and one shoulder does that and one shoulder does that.
20 years, you would have hoped they would have finished at least season 1.
Mhm.
But
That's true.
does anybody ask where I am when I'm not here?
Actually, yes. And that was the night you were actually commenting in the chat because you were out and about. But I'm repeating myself, but to put a pin on my end, the catchphrase, if you like it, you win, totally makes sense. I would say, yes, we need to see what happens once this figure comes out, which I don't even know when that release is. So
The end of the year, beginning of next year.
okay.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, like Badger or Titan says, you add one more Prime to your collection. Congratulations.
Just so you guys know, speaking of for mainline stuff, we do have Legacy Sideburn. He has appeared, and if you are a fan of the Robots in Disguise, I have to say I am impressed with this.
Only in the robot mode.
Yeah, car mode is absolute ass. Like, I am very pleasantly surprised with how this robot turned out. I know they did a pre-tool of Shadow Striker, I think, but
Yeah.
I had the original toy, which was an absolute god-awful mess to transform. And yeah, goddamn, that car is such ass. But this the robot mode and that head sculpt is dead on to that original toy from Robots in Disguise.
Yeah, it even has transparent parts.
I know someone just mentioned cannot wait for DX9. Well, guess what?
Found something? I know I didn't put anything in. Oh yeah.
We got their side swipe.
Yes.
I am praying with this that it is MP car height, or at least the same height as Sunstreaker.
I am hoping this thing doesn't transform like the Bad Cube one did.
Ooh.
I had those for a lifetime, but I will say this looks. Again, I've been toning out of Transformers. I've been trying to be very cherry picking on this one, but I do hope this mold goes well because obviously we'll get a Tiger Tracks, we'll get a Red Alert out of it, maybe even a G2 version out of this. It looks good.
I agree. I think this is a really smart mold. And again, it kind of complements the earlier release date or the previews that they talked about with Prowl. The second version, because I know everyone hated when they first put their pictures out, and I believe that was a mistake on their end because that first impression is so important. But yeah, this is exciting. And again, you mentioned the Bad Cube one, and we know that came out. God, I don't even know how long that was. Was it 2015, 2016?
2015. And yes. I had both Bad Cube. I had both of them. I had that and
the Red Alert. Yeah, I had them over here, and I remember those little black sliders going up and down, and I literally was going that slow because I was nervous about breaking them.
It doesn't have a real body.
I'm sorry, you say that one more time?
The way the body connects together in the Bad Cube version, it's like not even a solid body.
Oh, no, it's gappy as hell. I mean, not as bad as Takara Tomy Tracks, but yeah, it was not great.
Yeah. And that's our Transformer news, folks, just so you know. Ooh.
That was running at least 2017, because I remember I was working near the harbor, and I left outside to go do voiceovers for the news or whatever.
You did voiceovers for the news?
Like I did a news report on the images for their Red Alert and Red Alert and Sideswipe.
Oh, like Transformer news. I was like, wait, you work for the news station now?
No.
You would do fantastic voiceovers,
WJZTV, man.
Yeah, I had an Uber driver, and he sounded just like, he was like, I asked him, did he do radio or TV? And he was like, oh no, why do you ask? I'm like, you're lying.
All right, Mike.
Oh, kind of
Now
like
it's
what
time to
we do
wake
with
up.
you. Oh, okay. Cool.
'Cause we're
So
done with Transformer news, folks.
okay.
Legions Con
So-
is coming up,
Oh, go ahead.
and like it's the week right after TF Con.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting November, to say the least. So, yes, tickets are now available for both conventions. I haven't bought my TFCon tickets yet, but I will be there to hang out with you guys, because it's not just about the toys, it's about the people. But this Legions Con is, I think, the 10th anniversary of Mythic Legions or something like that. They have it up top of how it's broken out. Yeah, 25 years of the studio. Yeah, it's kind of weird, you know. And again, I'm slowly catching up to these guys as much as possible. But the biggest thing that came out this week was the first of 2 exclusives that they normally do across the 2-day convention. And as you can see, kind of in the background image, and you might just go to the updates. I think that's where they put it. We have the 2-pack that comes out for day 1, which is Gaspar the Annoyed or something like that, and Garbage the Blade Master.
See if they
The
have
cool
any
thing
names on
about
that.
this is that, yeah, there they are. Gaspar the Unamused.
Gaspar the Unamused.
Now, the cool thing about Legions Con and the Four Horsemen all together is that they do a lot of these tribute figures. You know, they do have PowerCon. They do homages to Master of the Universe figures in the past, and unfortunately, we don't have PowerCon this year. But this set is to pay tribute to 2 of the members of the Legions or the Four Horsemen team, George Gaspar, which I think he does some of the design work, and Chris Garrich, who is their production manager. So that's kind of where the influences came around with the story and these 2 figures. So George is going to be the half orc monk, which has some very exclusive pieces, including the dwarf legs and the exclusive dwarf head. Those are going to come specifically with the 2-pack that's going to be available for Legions Con. And then the Blade Master, Gaspar, is going to have the exclusive human head, and that is from one of their other main characters, Attila. So, you know, and that figure goes for buku bucks. So this is an opportunity to get that head form. But it's the same stuff we've been seeing. It's soft goods. It's amazing deco. So paint. The only thing, and I know T-Man's gonna agree with this completely, is their articulation has always kind of been their Achilles heel. They look great. They're perfect for the customizing community for Legions Con, but it's usually single joints for a lot of stuff, for a lot of their figures, especially these are all 1.0 bodies.
Solid bull neck.
Yes. So that's the main news that came out of this group. They're Chris and George, and I think Joe, who's part of the team, are all in China right now, looking at the next group of waves that are going to be being produced. So it's kind of cool seeing stuff like that, because like we have seen with Ace from Ramen Toys, he does a lot of behind the scenes production stuff. So I would expect in the next couple of weeks to see a lot of really cool videos when they come back. But yeah, this is exciting for those that are in the Mythic Legions community. Titan, I will highlight your question, because this is the first time they will have nunchucks in the Mythic Legions line, and their marketing manager, Jeremy Gerard, said that it was his idea because they never knew how to do those. But if you are familiar with some of the weapons they have these like flails and maces, so it's basically a handle with a chain. So he's like, take off the ball on the end and put another handle on, and you got nunchucks. And everyone was like, psh. So anyway, I'm rambling.
I'm looking at the list here.
It's cool info.
I mean, not only, of course, we have the 4 horsemen and the people in there. Siegeism's going to be there. The guys who do the greatest soft goods out there. Wolf King Customs. I've seen their stuff online. What else did I see? Crashbox Customs. Just some of the most badass dioramas out there. Duarte Studios. This is, I know, Articulated Ninja gets a lot of head sculpts from him. The Toy Forge. I mean, there is some serious. There is going to be some serious people. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Spiro Studios is going to be there.
I have a question for Mike.
Yes, sir.
Since you follow them, are they against adding new articulation? Or
I don't think it's like being against. I think it's they have their own lane on how they do stuff. And I think that's why that you don't really see, and I'm gonna be sounding opposite when I say this. They kind of have all this tooling in place, so that's kind of like their thing. Now, exception is this new wave coming out, the Necronominus. There's a lot of tooling that has come into place that we've only seen with that Valiant Knight, which I still need to let you look at, because I think you're going to really be amazed with like the articulation of that 1.0 body, but different tooling, and you get a lot more range of motion with that. So there's the potential for this. Why they do it, I don't know. I'll definitely have no problem asking, and I'm sure if I ask in their Facebook group, Mythic Legions, the Cabal, I'll get, I'm sure, tons of information between all the people on there. So
I've always thought it's like from the similar school of why NECA figures don't have a lot of articulation, and why the original McFarlane figures didn't have a lot of articulation, is they're just trying to really show off the sculpt, and they don't want hinges to break up. I mean, how often have we made fun on this show when a McFarlane shows a figure and I've gone, oh God, those knees. I'm just, or some of the pinless joints in a Marvel Legend, the elbows are like weirdly proportioned. So with those single joints on a Legion, even though there's less than a 90 degree, the sculpt itself is smooth. And I think that's one of the reasons why they don't do that.
Yes, but and this is a great figure reaction topic, is companies and why they do things. Even though they might be focusing on the sculpt and stuff, you will constantly see, and they even put in their boxes, in order to really make sure you don't break your Mythic Legions figure, heat them up first. That's what they say. That's what's in every box. And some people are like, well, if you've been doing this for 10 years, why do we still need to heat up your figures? We say the same thing about Hasbro with some of the knees, which I will say I've been playing with one of these infantry guys, and my knees move perfectly.
I hate you. Mine sucked.
I am, I guess, thankful for that. Where was I going? Yeah, I mean, so there's still some quirks with it and whatnot with their line,
And please keep in mind, if you go to T-Man's Amazon affiliate link, he should have a mini hair dryer, and I do recommend getting a travel hair dryer. It's perfect for it. So again, check out his affiliate link, and you can pick one up and have it at your house by Saturday.
I think I did add that.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if we're closing out on this one, you were pointing out some very cool customizers and artists here, and I think that's one of the really neat things about that I experienced for my Legions Con last November, was just the variety of people and the really just like the influencers we've seen. Like I said, I hung out with D Amazing. Meta Travelers was there going through their stuff, and they'll be there again, obviously, as we scroll by. Our friends there, Plunderlings, and Spiro Toys. There's I think the allure with Legions Con, and I said that had the conversation with the amazing and Dan Larson about this, was the people are just, everyone just goes and has fun. You know, it's very cool. And the community itself is very, very tight knit. And that can be good or bad, because there was a video earlier this week asking why everyone protects the Four Horsemen from things like shipping delays and whatnot. And again, I'm not going to go into that topic. I'm just saying some that's brought up. And it really, the community is very protective because they all support each other. And it's unfortunate we see that extreme, because you go to what we said before with like the Valaverse and G.I. Joe communities, and it's like watching 3-year-olds throw shit at each other at times. And it's unfortunate, you know, because again, like we said earlier, if you like it, just buy it and you're happy with it. You know, no one has to have the same opinion on stuff. No one has to buy the exact same things, you know.
Yeah, but the people that bring up those arguments don't even collect anyway.
Yeah, again, you know, the recent Vanguard, and you know, closed out, and there's obviously a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of negative connotation with that. But you ask them, well, were you ever considering to purchase, you know, pre-order one anyway? And you go radio silent. Conversely, the Vamp, amazing toy, amazing. You know, and third party is customizing the shit out of it. That you know, it works. It's a great toy. So yeah, everyone has their opinions, and I'm happy to say my opinion. And you don't like it, fine. I don't have to like your opinion either. So
Opinions suck.
they do. But I like tossing mine out because you know what? You guys let me on the platform. Cool. Anyway, I'm rambling.
One of the things I did notice, I did want to point out here, if you look on here, yeah, Fox Forge toys are going to be there. And I did just want to pull this up real quick. You know, as we know, we did have on the reaction, we had Sir Dork, who did did some photography. Just want to kind of do a quick little Kickstarter report that they've got 12 days to go, and they're only at 53,000. And so this one's, I'm a little on the wondering side now.
Yeah, it could be on the cusp of something. I know they have been making the rounds with other channels lately.
Yeah, that's close.
So, what's that?
So that's closer than some people got to their goal.
Yep. So I mean, I know they were on. They were on Kato's channel recently. They were on. I think they were on with Laser Pants with 3POA. So
yes.
You know, again, they're really cool figures, in my opinion. Not my cup of tea per se. But again, I hope. Yeah, they look cool, and the Paint Masters, who, you know, Paint Master was Nikki Nicole Customs, who did this, but you know, we've seen that. We kind of seen this. It's a marathon. I know other Kickstarter groups have, you know, companies have said this. There's highs and lows, and then when you get towards the end, that's when you get that last surge. See with HasLabs, you know. So hopefully they can get to the cusp and at least, you know, get funded. So.
And I'm hoping for it. You know, I'm not going to put it up here, but I am going to point out we did talk a little bit about the Expanse figures. Those actually did get funded.
Mm-hmm. It was a surge the last 72 hours. They or I think it was 96. I forget. But yeah, they got funded, and they actually, you know, were close to hitting another one of the stretch goals, I think, with the 2-packs. But I'd have to go back and look at it.
Also in toy news, I make fun of him all the time, but McFarlane is coming up. You know, he's got more stuff, which these are exclusives that are. I just like to point them out because they do look cool. They do seem to pull off pretty neat. This is the Ghost of Kryptons, where I'll give him. I'm only mentioning this. I give him credit for credit's due of giving exclusives that people buy. That's the big thing. You know, something this ridiculous, yet people eat these up.
Yeah.
Which I thought.
Well,
You know,
Mr. Zaz looks really good though. I mean,
he does. I'm just surprised that they would have him be an exclusive. But
now did they show any? Did they show the accessories with any of these guys, or is it just hands? Because I mean, I don't know. Do they do? Does McFarlane do blades?
He can do blades. DC does let them do blades. But yes,
okay,
and he does come with a knife.
Okay, good. That's what I was going to ask if he came something like that. Because if not, that's a travesty.
I just don't get the eyes. I mean, if you look at the art they use, I have no idea where this.
That's actually a very 90s thing because when it came around with Nightfall and the subsequent stories after that, he was always shown with those very. It was like the impression is, he has soulless eyes, and you just see this little spark of evil, which is where you get the white in there. Unfortunately, this makes it look like he's wearing glasses, which obviously is not the case, but that's kind of where the inspiration for that came around.
Okay.
It definitely looks like glasses. I don't think we have this on the docket, but they confirmed that 7-inch vehicle's tumbler with what's his name? Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Confirmed that it has it can fit 2 figures.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping Titan. I am hoping you're right. I do hope that it makes it. Now, speaking of Titan here, he's rooted with action figures, but the Jada Street Fighters seem to be kicking the big guys' asses. I will always say there are some fantastic figures. You've been hearing this clicking. I've been trying to find the teaser picture, and I can't seem to find it anywhere, and it's driving me nuts. But supposedly on one of the forums, Jada Toys did make a tease about another fighting game.
Yeah. They said,
I can't find the picture, but it is. Huh?
The question on the post was, should they?
Correct. They did a picture of the Mortal Kombat 3 choose your character and Jada Toys. If they said, should they? I will blatantly say, if I see that Jada Toys is doing Mortal Kombat, I'm putting almost every one of these goddamn figures up on eBay because I want my complete team. So I think I've ranted and raved enough about Storm Collectibles with this line.
The thing about that, though, is we can barely find the Street Fighter stuff in the store.
That's true. Yes, we can barely find it in the stores, but if I put a pre-order in on Big Bad Toy Store, I put a pre-order on Amazon, it does show up. I will say that. Their shelf presence, this is another, as someone says, like, I think this would be another good discussion in itself. But I'm thinking the shelf hunt is pretty much almost dead the way distribution is right now. Because
for them,
with the exception of a few lines, usually I can get everything I want online. Now, I'm saying usually because what the hell was that?
No, don't worry. You were saying?
I was gonna say
I
can usually find everything I want online and get that reservation. And then bullshit like this happens today.
Oh.
I am segueing like a champ, let me tell you.
I'm trying to keep up.
I'm sorry.
So no. So yeah, the epic hunt for this Tiger Force figure that came out of nowhere, and 24 hours later you're trying to find it.
This just got announced. I mean, the Ferret came out, as we all know. The Ferret was announced, and I think you can still order that on Hasbro Pulse. By the way, I think you can still order the Ferret.
The Ferret is sold out on Pulse right now.
It is okay. Sorry.
Well, I checked earlier. Both of them.
Yeah. But this, my God, this didn't even get announced till was it yesterday? It got announced in general.
I think the pictures may have leaked last night, and then it went on sale immediately.
And then it immediately went on sale at Hasbro Pulse and disappeared. It sold out. And then I never got any kind of notification that this was out on Target, and it sold out. I may be getting one from somebody, but as of right now, I do not have this on pre-order. And I'm hoping, because now I will say the Tiger Force Ram Cycle did appear out in the wild. Though I did say I never did see the Python Patrol Trouble Bubble in the wild. I'm going to point that out.
Oh,
I did.
I mean, I got one. I did order one.
It was everywhere up here in the DMV. Oh, okay.
So
see, I wish you would have told. Well, you would have told me, but I mean, they were.
Yeah, these went on clearance
for 26.
Oh no, I got one.
They did.
Oh yeah, I've got one.
Okay,
okay. I never saw it in the shelf. It's kind of like barbecue. You know, I never saw the first version of barbecue on the shelves.
Okay. So yes, this is still
this
every step forward kind of goes back. Now this is I think Wreckage is like a new filler character, kind of like what we've seen with Wolf Spider and the Mole Rat. You know.
No, Wreckage came out in. I did a little deep dive. He did come out in 2003.
Oh, okay.
And he was part of the Tiger Force. Now, if you look, this figure is basically reusing. I can't get a good image on that one. He is basically a Firefly. It's the Firefly 2.0 body, just being repainted. And then, except it also comes with the helmet.
Because everyone's Steel Core now. Sorry, it's a funny little.
I have to double check my Steel Core figure because I do like. If you look here, the helmet on this does have a target sight on it. I'm trying to zoom it in.
That's the first one that has that.
Yeah, so that itself is new. So that helmet might be new,
or at least it's that it's painted. Sorry.
No, it looks like it's etched. It's sculpted on there.
Isn't that the same thing that Clutch comes with?
Clutch doesn't have that in, but I will check. He's over here somewhere.
Yeah, but this is blatantly Firefly. He's got the knife on the arm sheath for the knife. He's got the backpack on there. Just doesn't have the drones, basically. So. This comes to that whole thing of, as much as I'm annoyed that this was so quickly sold out, at the same time, this is not a horrible exclusive, if that makes sense. Because it's not like, well, with the exception of that helmet, which then may be reused for something else, there's nothing new on this. I mean, the Ferret just came out, which, again, is sold out now, but as of this morning was still available. So you had some time to get it.
We just got those done.
Yeah, I mean, they're using, I guess, Firefly and Airborne's. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check. Is that Airborne's gun?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Airborne's gun. Both of them. He looks really good. I don't even care that it's Firefly, and I like the ATV.
Oh, we lost Mike.
Sorry, coming back. Screams all screwy.
That is the same helmet that is on Clutch.
Yep, I was getting ready to say the same thing. It is etched in there, but it's all in red. And the Steel Core, their original head, it's more like a halo.
Yeah.
So,
again,
helmet,
so there
wire
is
visor. So
there is nothing,
but for use.
Yeah. So as much as I would like to have this, I'm not in full panic mode. I don't feel like I'm missing out on like the original Cobra Island with the Vipers and all. Like that was, you were missing out on something big there.
I have faith that I'm gonna see 8 of them on Target shelves, like I've seen everything else that Tiger Force and whatnot.
So
when I see one in person, hopefully I'll have a circle deal.
Or at least some circle credit, to use.
Mm-hmm. So I think it looks really good. But like, if you guys are not super duper into it. I have no. I know that I'm gonna be able to see it on the shelf because people aren't gonna be buying it. They didn't even buy Duke for whatever reason, and that's Duke.
Well, sorry guys, the camera's all screwy right now, but I was waiting on UT to give me crap earlier because I said I wasn't going to get it, and then I pre-ordered it, but then I canceled it right away. So yeah, I was all fucked at the moment.
He'll find it and he'll buy it. And then he'll come back into the stream with us.
Where's the Tiger Force Vamp? Man, we just got the first Vamp, man. Well, it'll come out. It'll come out. Don't worry.
Keep your money in your pocket. His wallet's like,
But okay. Is he back? Is the champ back, folks?
yeah,
my system's is getting hot, so I'm just all over the place. Sorry.
So you're like me on Fortnite when I have a red arrow and a red X at the same time.
Pretty much.
And next thing I'm walking through a door and I go into the house, and 2 seconds later I'm back outside the house.
But I mean, and that's the main toy news right now. I mean, my only other big thing right now is pretty much video game stuff. I mean, I've been hooked on Helldivers. I think you've been playing the Final Fantasy game.
Yep, Rebirth.
I am looking. The trailer just dropped for the new Star Wars open world game, which looks really, really cool.
And Matt was showing me this game. I forgot what it's called, but you're like a female android, and you're back on Earth to reclaim Earth for the humans that had to leave.
I don't know about that one, but the new Star Wars open world game does look pretty cool. The customization, I'm hoping, is going to be really, really awesome. I don't know if I was able to snag a quick clip for it. I don't know if you guys, guys, you didn't know about that. Yeah, your systems went through menopause. But the customization looks really neat. Here, I want to show you this clip. This won't be too long, so we shouldn't get flagged for it.
Really?
I'd play that.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys, I think that's a good one to end on.
Can I add one final thing because we didn't touch on it? And
please do. Yeah, the floor is yours.
All right. Again, our friends at Spiro Toys, their campaign for Animal Wars of the Kingdom, they got about a week left. I think it closes out on the 17th. They are hitting stretch goal after stretch goal, and if you haven't messed with any of their figures, they are super durable and a lot of articulation options. They could, obviously they're trying to work on a lot of different stuff. They are all right. So that's even more than what I saw earlier. So they got 5 days left. They're almost at 250,000 backers or funded for 250,000. And they have some really, really awesome stretch goals, including an anamorphic elephant is the main stretch goal. That's 400,000. I mean, that's, if they get a surge like that, then that's amazing. But all the figure bodies and with the alternate heads have been unlocked. Alternate weapons have been unlocked. They've introduced new figures like avian figures now. Just a lot of really cool info. They, of course,
see that rabbit?
Boone, or is it Boone? I forget. Or Kenzie. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. He's on the new Speedster body, that the buck. And again, everything now is going to be pinless. There's going to be calf articulation as well.
Yeah.
So the figure that I let you
complain about.
Yeah, there are improvements across the board with all the bucks this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Titan, I totally understand. They're really good figures. It's just you got to have you got to see where it fits in your collection. They are very, very well done. But if you're not mixing, Planet of the Apes with G.I. Joe fighting against each other, you might not have the space or the desire to do that. But they're going to be introducing soft goods. The avians are going to have wings that attach to them. But just want to point out, there's 5 days left. If you are interested in this line, give them a check out, or if you want to go back and get some of the current stuff they have, there's still some available on many e-retailers. But that's my sales pitch for them.
Stay tuned to my channel because I'm going to review one of them. Not one of the ones right now that has the newer articulation and pinless joints like you're mentioning, but spoiler from my review is it was definitely a well-made figure.
I just want to show this one off then. If we're going over a couple indulgences really quick, 5K toys. If this is your thing, like I'm in the independent toys. They just put the pre-order up for their Not Michelangelo, which is part of that's the turtle lines I'm collecting, the samurais. So you've got him looking like this crossbow wielding samurai turtle, but at the same time you get the gear to make him look like the goddamn best Michelangelo, one of the best Michelangelo figures I've seen since the Mezcos. Wow. And these are very, if you go up 5K, you can put a deposit down, but that whole set right there is only $60 plus shipping. And then
ones that are like 5 inches tall.
No, they're smaller than 5 inches. And this is the other one. I just put an order for this guy in. If you ever remember a comic from the 90s called Pit, this is made by Axis Toys. They're coming out with their version, and this is a big boy. So you've got the main figure itself, and then they also now have a head kit to make it look like Pit, which is from a very cool comic from the 90s by Dale Cohen from Image. And that
was a fantastic artist.
It's
unfortunate. I wish they could. What's that?
But didn't Pitt have a show?
No. You're thinking of Savage Dragon.
No,
what was that character with the big spikes in his fist? And he had a huge overbite.
The Max. And he was big in purple. My cousin worked on that show, actually. He was one of the sound engineers.
Yeah.
But yeah. On that note, guys, I really want to say again, thank you to everybody who caught us this week. We will, of course, pay attention to all the news on our channels, from Mike's social media over at Junkie and Crafts and Builds, T-Man978, of course, myself at Trustarscreamer here on YouTube. We'll be working on more reactions, our own personal content. Hopefully we'll have more of the crew back here with Matt and Zero next week. I think this has been a very good episode. Some excellent discussion from not only these gentlemen here, but you guys in the chat. We really can't do this show without you. You guys help make it go right. Everybody on the replay squad, we appreciate you. Please hit that like button. Please leave us some comments. Hit that notification bell. And of course, until next time, take care.
Bye. Peace and all that love and hate.